Happy Friday, guys. Hope the weather's nice. Hope you guys had a good week. What was I going to say? Thank you to everybody that I am friends with on Facebook that wished me a happy birthday yesterday. Turned 30, and fuck, man, I feel old. But I had a good day, so yeah, thank you again for those birthday wishes. So here to do a quick update. Got some stuff, some DVDs, some Blu-rays. So let's jump right in. So I was at FYE the other day, and I came across Campfire Tales, the rare anthology film. And I love this film. Actually, this is my second copy on DVD, but I got a good deal on it with my birthday discount. And yeah, so I picked it up. Keeping in mind that I'm going to be having a, what do you call it, another contest entry here soon, so for 100 subscribers. So this will probably be one of the prizes. So yeah, that's why I got it, for that reason only. Next up is a film from Brett Piper. I've heard a lot about this director, guys on 22 Shots talking about him a lot. I haven't heard of this film before though, Screaming Dead. It says, sleaze photographer Roger Neal and 3 beautiful models take up residence in the reportedly haunted old building. I'm sorry, an ideal location for Neal's photographic study in terror. The hospital was financed by a depraved industrialist who built a hidden vault under the basement where he tortured and murdered hundreds of patients. Neal himself is a sadist, and he takes great pleasure in exploiting the helpless young women. But when he discovers a secret passageway, it leads to a blood-splattered dungeon and into a supernatural world where pain and evil await mortal flesh. So yeah, it's a low-budget indie film, Brett Piper. I don't know if it's the best film, being that I've never seen any Brett Piper films before. I'm not sure if this was the best one to, or would be the best one to watch for the first experience watching one of his films, but I got it nonetheless. It was cheap, so yeah, if anybody knows about Screaming Dead, please feel free to drop a line and let me know how you like it. Next up is a film from Fangoria, Blood Drive 2, America's best short horror films. Again, I got this used at FYE for pretty cheap, so yeah, happy to have it. It's got a day in the life feature on it with Bruce Campbell. And I actually watched the first 2 shorts and then I passed out. We All Fall Down, The Gibbering Horror of Howard Gromley are the 2 that I watched. I like the second one, The Gibbering Horror. It's shot in black and white, and it had a pretty cool feel to it, a vintage horror feel, for sure. And then the other episodes or films that are included in this are Means to an End, Mainstream, Disposer, The Journal of Edmund Dyers, Sawbones, and Working Stiff. And they're all directed by different indie, I guess, horror directors, none of which I haven't heard of any of the directors on this. But yeah, so like I said, I saw the first 2. I wasn't a big fan of We All Fall Down. Pretty generic and lame in my opinion. But yeah, I got this for a few reasons. For the special with Bruce Campbell, and just to check out some of these shorts. And it's Fangoria, so can't be too bad. And Mistress Julia, who is kind of the host of the DVD, is pretty sexy, so that's that. Next up is a film I saw like a year ago. Chris from Body Bags, aka Critterbuster, had done a review of this film, Spiders. And, you know, it seemed kind of interesting, pretty cheesy, your typical killer spider movie. It was filmed, I think, in 1990 or early 90s, so it's the early days of CGI. And the CGI, Chris had talked about the CGI being really bad in the film, which it was. I watched this. But there are practical effects done by KNB, Greg Nicotero, Howard Berger, those guys, so you know that those are going to be good, and they are, in fact, really good. So it's a kind of a, you know, a mix, a toss there. But the effects that are done practically are amazing, and the spider looks cool. There's one scene where a spider basically erupts out of this guy's mouth, which is awesome. So yeah, it was good. You know, very generic plot, and of course it incorporates the whole space thing, like spiders injected with alien DNA in a spaceship, which is lame, but, and, you know, and the dialogue and story is pretty lame as well. But again, I'd say it's worth it alone for the practical spider effects. They're pretty awesome. So that's Spiders. Next up is another cheesy-ass spider film, Lavalantula. I saw Matt from You and Your Horror Movies talk about this, so I wanted to pick it up. This was kind of so bad it's funny, but so bad it's bad in my opinion. If you like low-budget sci-fi creature features that are loaded with CGI, then you might enjoy this. But the spider effects and the spider in this is just really, really, really shitty looking in my opinion, so I couldn't get past that personally. But you know what you're getting for that one, Lavalantula. But, you know, it was fun, I guess. I just don't, the effects were terrible. Next up is a film from Original Anchor Bay, actually. I had no idea this was an Original Anchor Bay release. I remember seeing this years ago, The Tooth Fairy, and it stars that funny dude from, I think he's in Night at the Roxbury. Lachlan Monroe, he's in Freddy vs. Jason, I think that's how you pronounce his name. The football player, bucktooth looking dude, he's pretty funny. But I kind of forget what this is about, but how good could it be, a film about a killer tooth fairy. But hey, I had no idea it was Original Anchor Bay. It was cheap, and I hadn't seen it in years, so maybe I will revisit it one day. That's why I bought it. So that's Tooth Fairy. Next up, we have another creature feature by the name of Yeti. I bought this mainly because I've been on a Sasquatch Killer Yeti kick lately. Last one being the Lost Tapes that I watched. I like that a lot. But yeah, this seems pretty cool. It takes place in the snow. You know, killer Sasquatch in the snow. Sounds good to me. I always get a little hesitant when you see these cheap like creature features that have they like don't have a single quote on them. Not that that necessarily matters, but it's nice to see like one semi-reputable source saying the film's good. But yeah, there's nothing on here, so who knows? But yeah, judging by the cover, it looks good. Next up is a film that I grabbed at FYE for pretty cheap, starring Bette Davis, Carl Malden, and Peter Lawford. Now this is probably a horror movie, The Real Deal, Dead Ringer. I actually haven't seen this film, so very happy to have this. Not sure if it's on Blu-ray, but yeah, I wanted to grab it. The price was right, and it looks and sounds good. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that. That's Dead Ringer. So last up for the DVDs, we have, I bought this, I haven't seen this since I was a kid. This is the Real Ghostbusters animated series TV show, volumes 1 through 5. It's a total of 50 episodes. I know the TV show had around like 150 episodes, 125, something like that, a lot. And I think more will be released in September, I heard, volume 2. But for now I picked up volume 1, it's all that's out, and it's 5 discs. I think roughly 10 episodes per disc, so you get 50 episodes. And I'm just excited to revisit this. I've been on a nostalgic kick lately with animated series. I got the Batman animated series 1 and 2. Now I got the Ghostbusters. I picked up Daria, Ren and Stimpy Season 1. So just revisiting some classics from childhood, and hopefully it holds up. But psyched to watch that, The Real Ghostbusters. So, and you can get this on Amazon for around $30 now. So. Came out this past Tuesday. Alright, on to the Blu-rays. So first up, I picked up Stallone, First Blood, the first Rambo. Haven't seen this movie since I was probably in middle school, so I don't really remember it, but Retro Slasher had talked about it recently, he picked it up, and so he kind of piqued my interest. I wanted to check it out. So about a month ago, I picked up a DVD 2-disc special edition of this film. Mainly because the second disc had a bunch of special features that were exclusive to that disc, but I wanted to grab the Blu-ray of it because it's Blu-ray and it was cheap. Another kind of good generic title for $6 on Blu-ray, so happy to have that. Next up is Lake Placid 2. I actually have not seen this movie. I love the first film. I have Scream Factory edition of it, but I didn't even know this was released on Blu-ray, so yeah, I've been meaning to grab these sequels for a while now, just just to check them out because, like I said, I like the first one. And I know that the sequels are supposedly not nearly as good, but hey, $3.94 I paid with this, and then I got a 20% discount because if you're an FYE member, a Backstage Pass member at FYE, you get 10% off with the Backstage Pass, and then your birthday week you get 20% off every item. So this was $3.94, and then I got 20% off on top of that. So a couple bucks I paid for this, so why not? Yeah. So that's Lake Placid 2 on Blu-ray. And next up is a film, I'm surprised I had never heard of this. It's from the director of Jeepers Creepers. It stars Rose McGowan. It is Rosewood Lane. Sounded pretty good. I think I saw like a trailer for this recently, and then it was just funny. I happened to be browsing in FYE, and there it was, so I grabbed it. They're cheap as well. But yeah, I like Victor Salva. I mean, I know he's a pervert and a pedophile, but whatever. Putting that aside, he's a good director, so I like most of his movies, so I will admit that. So yeah, that's Rosewood Lane. And, alright, so I picked this up also at FYE, Schindler's List. Now this is fucked up, man. FYE is starting to put their security tags, like, directly on the discs, or I mean, like, on the packaging. Like, normally they put it on the cellophane wrap. So fucking, I tried to remove the ink tag thing off the back of this, and it just straight ripped the, it ripped the paper right off the back of the book here, so pissed off about that. Fucking, they shouldn't be doing that shit, man. Must be having a lot of theft or something because, fucking, why else would they do that? That's whack. I don't know. Stupid. But yeah, so that's what that big white blotch is on the back there. But Schindler's List, a classic from, what's his name, Steven Spielberg, that I've never seen before. So happy to have this. This was cheap too. It was like $10, I think, something like that, used, but in brand new condition. So happy to have that. I'm gonna check that out soon. I've been wanting to see that. Alright, next up I grabbed Absolution. This is the newest release, or one of the newer releases from Kino, starring Richard Burton, and this is, it says, brand new 2K restoration, HD restoration. Screen legend Richard Burton stars in this suspenseful thriller written by Anthony Shaffer. A confession at a Catholic school turns to a real murder mystery. In confession, a student tells Father Goddard, played by Burton, that he has accidentally murdered his friend and buried him in the forest. When Goddard investigates the matter, all he finds is a scarecrow buried in the woods. Goddard is outraged, but due to the seal of confession, he cannot punish the kid and have him expelled. Shortly after, the boy once again enters the confession booth, telling Goddard that the previous confession was a practical joke, but this time he's really gone and done it. In disbelief, Goddard once again goes to the forest to investigate the matter, but this time he discovers the dead body of one of the students. The strong cast includes David Bradley and Billy Connolly, so it sounds pretty good. Another film that I had never seen, so thank you to Kino for bringing these out of the dark, for lack of a better word. But yeah, from 1978, and stoked to check this out. Anthony Shaffer's Absolution. I think that came out last Tuesday as well. So next up is, I got some Scream Factories here. Let's see. So I picked up The Pack, Killer Dog movie. Supposedly pretty good, so yeah. Don't need to go into details on that. But apparently like real dogs were used in that, so not injured, but just real dogs, so that's cool. Everybody prefers real dogs rather than CGI dogs, right? And next up, another werewolf movie, Bad Moon. Not sure if this is out yet, but I grabbed it from Scream Factory, so it came early. And Hellhole came today, actually, in the mail. Psyched to have this. This is the DVD Blu-ray combo. Been waiting for a while for this one to come out, so yeah. Happy to have Hellhole for sure. Joe Bob Briggs says, check it out. And just the synopsis of Hellhole, it says, having witnessed her mother's brutal death, Susan gets amnesia from a fall while being persuaded by the killer. Awakening in Ashland Sanatorium, she is once again terrorized by Silk, disguised as an orderly. To pry an incriminating secret from Susan's brain, Silk forms an uneasy alliance with Dr. Fletcher, a psychotic scientist, who has been testing a new lobotomy technique using helpless inmates as her guinea pigs. These vicious experiments are carried out in the hellhole, a tortured den awaiting Susan as its next victim. So yeah, I don't know. Been wanting to see this, never seen this movie, so. Seems like it's been, Scream Factory announced it a while ago, so it took a while for it to finally get released. Alright, down to the last Scream Factory I picked up is The Boy Who Cried Werewolf. Another werewolf movie from the 70s, so happy to have this one as well. I am going to get Cabin Fever. It's just I haven't ordered it yet, and I called my local Best Buy and they actually only had it on DVD, so I gotta order it from Amazon. I'll probably do that. I'm not really in any rush to grab that one because I heard it's pretty much a scene-for-scene remake of the original Cabin Fever, which I like, but yeah, I'm not in any rush to see that. So second to last up, I bought Intruder. Now what's special about this is the work print edition from Synapse, so I got number 411 out of I think 500 were made. So I already had this, but I bought this off of a seller on a Facebook group, and you can see here it's the same Intruder edition that Synapse released, but apparently the first 500 included the Intruder work print. So as you can see, it is printed on a verbatim burned disc, and it is I have 411 out of 500. Now as far as for collectors' sake and value, I'm not really sure why Synapse, they probably just didn't give a shit, printed, well they do give a shit, that's the thing, so it's strange though, that they printed the work print out on a verbatim burned DVD-R, because anybody can make a copy of that, so I'm not sure how it's not going to just completely lose its value. I mean, I could have my friend burn this and write 350 out of 500 right on the thing if I wanted. So, and I'm sure people are going to do that. So, it takes away from the personal value, at least for me, or excitement of having it. But anyway, I got a good deal on this, so happy to have it. Just a little disappointed that that's how it's presented. But whatever. It's a great film. And also, I talked to somebody and they said that they compared the first of all, I wanted to verify if that was in fact like legit. I trust the seller. I bought from him several times before. It was nothing against him. It was just kind of weird how that's how it was housed. And I was even forewarned that's what it looked like. But apparently the work print isn't any different from the cut, the print that's on this Blu-ray, which is great. But so that's kind of strange as well. It's like, so really, what are you getting here? But happy to have it anyway for collector purposes, I guess. So that's that. And last up, I have two editions from Arrow. Actually picked this up today. Dillinger. It's I think there was a remake of this recently with Johnny Depp. I think, but this is from 1967, I believe. And yeah, I'm sure you guys know what this is about. It's from Arrow. If you're curious, just check it out. I'm sure a lot of people have done reviews of this. I haven't seen it. I don't know much about it, but it's a brand new 2K restoration of the film from original film materials. High def. Let's see. It's got audio commentary with the director, I think. Shooting Dillinger, a newly filmed interview with director of photography, original gangster, newly filmed interview with producer. So you get a lot of interviews with directors, producers, writers, all that kind of stuff. So jam-packed as usual in Arrow fashion. You've got the 2 discs, swing tray, and the white reversible cover. It's like a trend. Like the covers are always snazzy, and the commission covers are always snazzy and colorful, and then the reversible artwork is always white, it seems, and bland. So I don't know if that's just how a lot of the films that Arrow releases, that's what their theatrical work looked like, but it just seems like that's the trend. Last up, my brother got me a $30 gift card. Well, I don't know, I don't have to announce the price, but I did. So he got me a gift card to FYE, so I picked this up. I was going to grab this on Amazon because it's cheaper, but I used the card, and so with that and my $20 20% off for my birthday, whatever. I got this for like $10, so that was pretty awesome. It's the Nikkatsu Diamond Guys. Definitely late to the party. This is volume 1 on this, but again, I'm not a huge. I primarily like Arrow horror, so but I'm willing to experiment and check out some of the other things that Arrow releases, westerns, noirs, Japanese, stuff like that, films. So that's why I bought this. And I know they just released Diamond Guys Volume 2, but I'll get to this first. Again, I'm not really in any crazy rush to grab the second one, but I've heard all different people say all 3 of the movies that are included in this set are good. I've heard people say Rambling Guitarist is the best, Red Pier's the best, Voice, all of them. So, awesome. Happy to have this. Happy to have gotten it cheap. So yeah, that's my haul for now, guys. I got as usual, boatload of things coming in the near future. Well, not really, but I've got a few things coming next week, so we'll do another review then. Trying to space it out a little more. I also haven't really been buying as much. Most of the buying I've been doing is honestly just kind of bargain buying it at FYE, to be honest, trying to get, you know, cheaper stuff. I can't be spending the amount of money I was previously, just too much on movies. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Fucking peace!